All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the speech, the say bubbles and the think bubbles in Scratch. They're pretty straightforward. We're just going to kind of focus on these four right here today. So, you have this speech or say bubble that you can bring this out, and then you can add an event to it like any other, block over here. So you have, it starts with hello, but you can change that up. You can say good morning, good afternoon, something like that. You could actually use the looks and keep adding them together. So good morning, you could say, how are you? And, my day is great, something like that. And it would kind of, say these one right after the other. If I hit the space bar, it's gonna say, good morning, how are you? And my day is great. And notice here it tells you how long it's going to stay on the screen for. So if you wanted, this to stay up here for longer, you could. Or maybe this one. Maybe you're going to create a speech between two different characters, and then you have a second character that's going to have their speech bubbles. If you did something like that, you could, obviously add like a control here and give waits so that this speech bubble could be said. It'll wait a second while the other character, or maybe 2 seconds, or whatever number you want it to be, could say a response. So just something to think about as you use the say bubbles. There's also another say bubble here, though, that does not have a time allotment to that. And that just, if you hit the space bar, it'll actually just stay up there, and it'll just sit there. It'll stay there for as long as nothing is going to move that bubble. So for example, let's say if I were to bring another event over here, and I'm going to say press the A key, but instead of the say bubble, I want to use the think, and I wanted to say think what a beautiful day, or something like that, right? They're thinking that. And so that hello is still up there because it doesn't have a duration for amount of time it's going to be there. Now, if I press the A key, let me fix that here real quick. Now, when I press the A key, it's going to actually replace that, and then it's gone because it's got the 2 seconds, and then that's no big deal. So these will stay up here for however until something moves it out of the way. Whereas this is a more determined amount of time. These are more helpful, I think, in coding, but depends on what you're using the application for. The think bubble can be the same. You can stack them, right? And you could even put one of these in here. Now this will actually go away because it's going to then move on to the next thing. So you do, what a beautiful day. Oh. And then it goes away because, if we just name this last bubble, you can kind of see this here. What a beautiful day. And then it doesn't even play this because there is no determined amount of time. So the coding will actually just do this for 2 seconds and then skip. It'll do this very, very quickly. And then it will do this. Now it is actually running. It just, you don't see it because it doesn't have a duration, but it would be there. Okay. So these are kind of the say bubbles, pretty simple and straightforward. You have, the say hello for 2 seconds or whatever, you decide to have it say. You can change the amount of time. So if you wanted to sit on the screen for a really long time, 10 seconds might seem kind of awkward if you put that up there, but it'll sit there for 10 seconds. And you can actually use this in a different way too, the say and think. You could use them, notice this block here, when we do sensing, will actually fit the answer as well. Okay, so if you were to put that in there, it would actually tell you that. So just kind of watch for those as well. If you were to ask a question, it would actually pop that in there. But we're just kind of focusing on the say and think here. We'll talk about more about the answer and what you use those for later on. All right, thank you very much.